Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse, and in today's segment I'm interviewing one of my students. This is Joe, and Joe, say hello everybody. Hi. So can you tell everybody what it is that you do?
I drive a truck over the road.
Now, Joe was sharing some interesting things in class that I want you all, my viewers out there, to get the benefit of. Joe, will you tell us what you were talking about, the things that you observed, the change in our economy and also the change in the shipping lines?
I first started driving approximately 14 years ago. It was July of '99. When I first started driving, the traffic was much heavier on most of the routes. And the way I judge the economy is how easy it is for me to find a place to park my truck at night during the middle of the week.
With other trucks carrying stuff?
Other trucks carrying stuff. Because everything in this country that we buy, consume, and everything is on a truck at one point or another.
Right, right.
About 2004, 2005, it started to slow down. There's the Katrina stuff, and it's gotten worse. It's not improved since '08. It's never.
Interesting.
It has never picked up.
Okay, so even in the midst of all these people saying there's been all this economic recovery, you're on the roads and you're traveling and you're seeing.
It's not there.
So the goods and the services maybe, but the goods are not.
The services are slowing down.
Okay, interesting. Now, since you're a trucker, you know this. How long does it take to get food, I guess, from a major transit point like a Walmart or a Food City or something like that?
Interesting question, because I actually drive a truck for a company. That's what we do. They happen to have trucks that haul their product, that make food for Walmart and everyone.
Okay, okay.
From production, well, they haul their own stuff in, the wheat, the corn to make cereal, everything that's dry. And we can have it to market in 3 days anywhere in the country.
3 days, okay.
If the roads are open.
If the roads are open, okay, interesting. So if there was a road blockage, then really there's maybe 3 days worth of food in the shelves? Possibly?
At most.
At most. 3 days worth of food, wow, okay. Let me ask you this. You hear people talk about peak oil and the way that it would affect gas and truckers. Do you have any thoughts about that, like how peak oil would affect things?
Badly.
Okay.
Before I drove for this company, I had my own truck for a while.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, the price of fuel is huge.
Is there like a breaking point, like when fuel gets to X number of dollars a gallon, that it becomes not cost effective to ship things?
Yes.
Okay, what is that, do you know?
$1.25 a gallon.
Ooh, and we are way past that now.
They have a thing called a fuel surcharge that most companies tack on.
Okay.
But they don't always pass that on to all the drivers.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so let's say that, well, let me ask you this. How many of the people that are moving food and necessities of life, how many of them are employed by a company, a shipping company, versus how many of them are self-employed who own their own trucks? Do you have an idea about that? Like those small business owners who would be affected hardcore.
They're a dying breed.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. With what you said earlier in class, that you saw in 2004, you could, if you didn't get into the truck parking space before X number of time in the evening, there were so many trucks carrying so many goods that there was no place for you to park.
We were parking on the shoulders and the ramps.
Right.
That's when they started passing laws about not parking on the ramps.
Right.
Tennessee and Indiana are huge on that.
Right. Okay. Well, there are also major transit points across the country.
Surprisingly, one that's very lenient on parking on ramps and shoulder road is California.
That's interesting. So now you've seen things slow down to the point where there's not as many goods moving anymore. Would you say that the parking lots are bare? I mean, what does it look like? Or barren?
I can go in at 2 o'clock in the morning. Anywhere east of the Appalachians, I can find a place to park.
What, as a percentage, would you say, would you guesstimate, is the decrease since when you started before?
When I first started?
Yeah. When did you first start again?
99.
99. And what's the percentage decrease in the amount of trucks that you would say?
Rough estimate, I'd say 50–60%.
Wow, okay. So, let me ask you this. Do you see this getting any better?
No.
No.
Our lustrous potentate has just implemented at the beginning of the month some new laws for truck drivers. They changed these laws and that where now we can't come in, we have to come in to get a this gets really complicated. 20 hours of service. You might have to edit part of this out. instead of taking a break out on the road in like a day and a half, we can reset our hours that we can run all afresh again.
Right.
Now we have to be home at a certain time for a certain amount of time. But they've made it where you can't do that.
Interesting. Okay.
And it ties into your immigration reform as well.
Okay. Okay, so for the viewers out there, what would you tell them about being prepared, especially for food? What advice do you have for people who perhaps are saying, you know, yeah, I may not be able to go to the store and get everything, but maybe I'll be able to get something? I mean, what are your thoughts? What would you tell people who are dependent upon that?
You better beat the rush now while it's still there and you can still get it easily before you have to fight someone for it. Well, we've all seen it. You've seen the TV in Sandy, Katrina. Those are very localized things. You have something, I can't even fathom something nationwide. That's just scares the hell out of me because I'm most likely going to get stranded out somewhere, 2,000 miles away from home.
Ooh, that's something. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for sharing it with us today for your experiences. And guys, thank you very much for viewing. Joe had some really awesome insights in class, so thank you very much for being here today, and thank you guys. Make sure you check out the website, www.ThePatriotNurse.com. Oh, and Joe, would you say that I strong-armed you into doing this video today? Would you say that you would like to get your money back, or did you enjoy class?
I enjoyed it very much. I'll be back for more of them.
Awesome. All right, thank you guys very much. For now, it's Patriot Nurse signing off. We'll see y'all later. Bye.